Hello and welcome back to part 2 of this series, which is all about feeling poor and tired. And of course, this is a subjective thing, and many of us have a lot of great privilege, and we're not forgetting that. But it's essentially that moment sometimes in life and business where you're like, I am working so hard, or I am stretched in so many different directions. And maybe it's that recognition of what is happening right now is not serving me. It's not working for me. I need to make a change. Something else needs to happen. And I've had many of those moments in my 25-year career where I've noticed that it's almost like something has become so constricted and tight that it was almost like I was sitting in a cupboard under some stairs and I just had all this junk around me. And it's like, I can't breathe. I haven't got that wiggle room. I can't expand. I can't do the things that I want to do. And in this series, if you missed part 1, do go back and have a little look at it, because I think it would be useful for the context, and it's got the first 5 exercises. But this is going to be the second part today. So number 6, I want you to really recognize your schedule. And there is this notion sometimes where you have this, people say these things on the internet, don't they? Like, you've got the same amount of hours as Beyonce in the week. And there are so many phrases like that, such as, if you really wanted it, you would make time for it. Or you've just got it, you're just in that phase of life where you just need to keep working hard. And I really believe that we are in such different, certainly in our own lives, from month to month, it can look and feel really different. But sometimes we're just in a stage of life where it feels unforgiving, like, oh my goodness, it feels relentless, like we're doing all of the things. And so you have to recognize what is going on in your unique schedule, and in a way block out any of the things. The fact that people will say, well, Beyonce's got the same amount of hours as you in your life, not helpful. Beyonce's got staff. She's got big time income. She's got support. She's not probably cleaning her own toilet. She's not doing all of these things. And for you, you might be doing all of the things. And equally, when I've had those moments, like my kids didn't sleep for about 7 years. Neither of them slept through the night till they were about 3.5. And so when people used to say to me, you would put the hours in that were required if you really wanted it. I did really want it, but I was also so burnt out, so at capacity, so full, so exhausted that I just couldn't find a way. So we have to have that honesty with our schedule. This is the main takeaway from this number 6, is you have to get honest with where your schedule is right now. And sometimes, even though you want to be a nice person and do all of the things for all the other people, sometimes, firstly, you might need to trim out that schedule. It's that moment as well where I always think about, if you have a baby, you might be like, yes, I'm fine and I'm great. And, I certainly found this with my first baby, is that I'd had a C-section, my recovery was a long time, and yet I was like, of course, come over, see the baby, I'll make lunch. And when I had my daughter, I was like, yeah, come over, bring sandwiches. Or I'll phone the cafe down the road and would you pick it up on the way by? I'd buy pizzas and they would put the pizzas in the oven. I was not doing all of the things. And I think this is really important in our schedule, that sometimes we have to pull back from all of the other things, apart from the things that are really required of us. So have a look at what your schedule requires of you right now. Also notice how you are spending your time. Try to do this without judgment. I know that it's difficult, but it will really give you a great indication as to what's happening. Number 7. Broader, wider, deeper, really leaning into your USP. This is about marketing essentially, and really honing in on what it is that you do. So we can stay, certainly in the coaching industry, people might say, I just want to help people. I just want to facilitate transformation. Brilliant. But that is your top level. There, what requires a invitation for you to go into the detail then. What do I mean? What is this transformation? Who is it that I'm helping? What is going on? How can I be really useful to this? So I'm working with somebody at the moment, and they said to me, I love that you are also, alongside being a coach, you're a creative and also you're a parent, because you'll get it. You'll get where I'm up to in life. And that was really useful for me, because it's an important part, I guess, of my secondary messaging. I'm not going to be one of these bros on the internet who just say, well, just work 18 hours. No, because I know you've got to pick up your kids from school. I know you've got to feed them and put them to bed, and your time is squeezed and you're in that phase of life, certainly for this client. And so really focusing on your inside knowledge, it's going to help you resonate and your message to resonate much more with your ideal client. And when people feel seen and heard, they're much more likely to buy, because there is that connection right there. Number 8, simple systems. I remember when I was pregnant with my daughter, I somehow thought that doing something more complicated was going to be better or more professional. And I signed up for this really expensive service because I was like, it's got to be a whole machine and it's going to work, and I'm going to have to, it will like support my maternity leave. Not that I really had a maternity leave, but it will create this big organization, this big infrastructure. And I didn't need to do that. I also forgot what my whole business model was. I love simplicity. I love stripping things back. My clients also love that as well. They don't want to go through a system. I've made a video previously about some people just don't want to be in your funnel. They don't want to sign up for newsletters. They don't want to go through this 10-part program. They just want to hire you right here, right now. And some of the largest amounts of money that I've welcomed into my business is me putting something out there and saying, this is how it works. This is how I can serve you. And this is how much it is. This is how you pay me. And sometimes just mapping it out on Post-it notes of what is the process from somebody seeing it to actually paying you. How can you shorten that gap? And again, there's so much information which is useful and great, where people talk about their teams. They talk about, it's this model and we're doing this and I use this program and these are my paid ads. And wow, sometimes it's just so many prongs, so many parts. And if it's just you, that's really hard to manage, and you become a project manager rather than somebody who actually delivers the product, the service. So think about how you can simplify your system. If you want to, I'm just making a note of this as well, check out Podia, do so. It's one of the most cost-effective, simple, brilliant systems I've come across in this space. I'll leave the link down below. I'm an affiliate. If you want to check it out, do so. Number 9, choice of commitment. Commitment is so important for you as a client, as a business owner, but also for your client as well. And I think we have to be really honest with ourselves. And when we manage expectations, we're much more likely to be able to exceed them. Meaning, there are so many business owners at the moment who are chopping and changing their business model. I'm trying this, I'm doing this, I was launching this and now I'm not. And I'm pivoting, I'm doing something different now. And over the years, I've really sat with this question of, what does this business, my brand, how does that sit within my life? How does that sit within my circumstances, within my own personal goals, with my family life, with my relationship, with my day-to-day logistics, my personality? And that has enabled me to design in a way that really works for me. And then again, just making a note, create your income pie is a really good way of looking at this, because I help you to structure and create and design and deliver a business model that works for you. And one of the things that came up all the time was this level of commitment and consistency. So I saw so many models that were like, well, it's a 12-week program and we meet every single Monday morning. Well, for me and my lifestyle and my kids and my family and the other things that I've got on, meeting every single Monday is going to feel a big stretch, because the way that our family runs is that it can be different on every single different Monday. And so that felt out of alignment, and therefore that would be difficult to sell for me, because in the back of my mind, even if I believed in what it was I was delivering, I would have that hesitation of like, yeah, but what if I can't? What if I have to cancel? What if people think that I'm flaky? What if? And instead what I do is I create a business model that works for me. And I want you to question this when you're going to market with whatever it is that you have to offer. How can you create this in a way that feels really good to you, that feels in alignment, that feels like it's something that you can deliver and that you can sell, and you don't have any niggles in the back of your mind? Number 10, I saw, especially in early motherhood days, people saying, just go and have a massage, have a day off, have an early night, go and do something for you, take yourself on a shopping trip. And when you're in that poor and tired scenario, just to spend 80 quid on a massage, I mean, that's probably London prices, but it's like, no, that could feed my family for the next 2 weeks. That doesn't make sense. That feels indulgent. And we have all of these things going on. There's different priorities. And so what I want you to check in with is things like, how can I make myself feel good? How can I bring spaciousness and energy into my life? And sometimes we have to go back to basics. We have to go to the free things. We have to just take ourselves out of the game and saying, okay, well, maybe an 80 quid massage is not something that feels available or is available to me right now. So what can I do instead? How can I enhance this moment? And sometimes that's saying, I'm going to put down my phone and not go on Instagram first thing of the morning. Instead, I'm going to stand outside or lie on my living room floor and have 15 minutes of a meditation. Sometimes it's like, I'm going to go to bed 10 minutes earlier. Sometimes it's, I'm going to put my clothes out the night before and make a plan of my top 3 priorities, because I know I get really overwhelmed and I feel pulled in all sorts of different directions. Doing these things that will serve you are a way of taking care of yourself. And when people talk about you've got to buy this product, and I always say this, especially if I work with parents, they're saying about all the things that they're buying for their baby, all the things that they've got to prioritize because they saw it on Instagram or a Pinterest thing. It's like, hang on a minute. Are you in this scenario? Are you being supported and taken care of? And if not, think about it and really include yourself in that too. I hope that has been useful today. I hope you've got something from it. Even if it was just one thing, take that idea and run with it. As always, I would love to know about how you get on. And please know that just because this is your situation right now, and this is something that really, really helped with me, it's not what I'm capable of. Sometimes it is circumstantial. Sometimes it's just a period of life, a phase that you're in. Sometimes you're just required in a different way. And you have got time. There will be a different time where there is more spaciousness. And maybe you'll have that moment in the not too distant future where you look back on this time and go, gosh, that was hard, wasn't it? That was stressful, that was trying, that was challenging. I hope this period of time is really short-lived for you, and I'm sending you lots of love. Bye.